Hi everyone, I'm Maggie Weldon from maggiescrochet.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make one of these eggs. And one is a large size like this, and this is what the finished egg looks like. And to make this egg we use the Premier's Deborah Norville Serenity Chunky yarn. But the way that we're going to show you in the instructions, you can use any yarn. So you can use a worsted weight yarn like Everyday, or you could even use a fuzzy type yarn like the Alpaca Dance, or you could even try the Cuddle Fleece, or you could even try like the worsted weight, which is Eversoft here. And one of our eggs we did in Afternoon Cotton. And this one is beautiful Serenity Garden, and this purple is like one of the most beautiful purples I've ever seen. And this is Hipster. So there's endless possibilities on the yarn that you can use, because as you'll see, you open up your egg and you make a circle that's as large as the inside diameter of the largest part of the egg. So it doesn't matter what size egg you have. And I actually was at Hobby Lobby the other day and I saw an egg that was like that big, and I thought, oh my God, we could do these eggs on there. So you could do the giant eggs too. So this is the large size, so you'll start out making a circle that'll be that big. Or you could do the regular size, which is that, so your circle will start out that big. Or you could do the little mini one like you see here. So you just open that up and you'll crochet a circle that's as big. So we'll go to a close-up and we'll show you how to do that. But this is the finished little mini egg. And so this is the biggest one, and this is the medium size right here. So now we're going to take you to a close-up and show you how to make these eggs. They're really easy. It's a great beginner project, and you could finish it off with a tie at the top or a drawstring if you want to put like candy inside of them. So anyway, the links to everything are listed below, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel because it really helps us out a lot if you share and like and comment on our videos. And thank you very much for watching.
Hey everybody, it's Christina from maggiescrochet.com, and today I'm showing you how to do the egg cover. Now I've got a large egg here. This one's the big jumbo ones, and I'm using a chunky weight yarn. It's nice if your egg and your yarn can kind of coordinate, because that way if you should happen to see any of the egg, the colors will still match. But if you don't, that's okay. You might even make them not match on purpose. That could be kind of cool depending on which colors you use. But anyway, you're going to start with your chunky weight yarn. Use a size needle or a size hook that's a few sizes smaller than recommended on the label. I'm using a J hook with this today, and I think it recommended an L. But we want to make sure our stitches are nice and tight so we get good coverage on our egg. To start, you're going to chain 2. And then do 6 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. That's this first one right here. Now you can use any yarn for this. Like I said, you just want to choose a hook size that's a size or 2 smaller than it recommends. Four, 5, and 6. I left my starting tail a little too short, but if you leave it long, then you can go ahead and pull in that center circle so you don't have a hole at the middle of your egg. So we do not need to join this together. I know in a lot of patterns you would slip stitches in. We're not going to bother doing that with this. We're just going to keep working around and around and around. You probably will find it beneficial though to use a stitch marker so that you know when you're back at the beginning of a round, since we don't have those jump ups. So I've got one right here, and I'm just going to slide that in that stitch so I know that is the last stitch of my round. So for round 2, I'm going to do 2 single crochets in each previous single crochet, so I will have, by the time I get back to here, I should have 12 stitches. So I've made it all the way back around. Here's the stitch that I marked. I've got 10 stitches so far. So I'll remove my stitch marker now, work 2 stitches into here, and that'll be 12 stitches in the end of round 2. Then I'll go ahead and mark that last stitch again. Round 3 is very similar. We're going to work 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And then in the next one, just work 1 single crochet. We'll repeat that. So in this one, we'll do 2 single crochets. And then in the next one, we'll do just 1. And we'll continue that around until we reach where we started from. So I've just finished round 3, and at this point I want to take my egg that I'm trying to cover, take just half of it, and I want to see how my circle lines up. Now see how that's pretty much exactly the same size as my egg? I want to stop increasing right here, so I'm not going to do round 4 because I'm using such a chunky yarn. This is plenty big enough to cover my egg. So I'm going to skip working round 4 and I'm just going to work even. I'll work 1 single crochet in each stitch. If you're not there yet, if your crochet circle is still significantly smaller than your egg, just go ahead and work round 4. It's exactly the same as round 3. And then check it again at that point. And just do that as many times as you need to until your circle fits just inside of your egg, okay? Err on the side of it being just a smidge too small as opposed to too big. We don't want a lumpy egg. So I'm just going to work straight up single crochets all the way around until I have enough of a cylinder to cover most of my egg. And once I do that, I'll come back and show you a couple different options on how you can finish this off. So I've gotten to the point where my little cylinder will about completely cover my egg. So I'm ready to decide how I want to finish this off. Now you have 3 options basically. You can sew this closed forever. We can put a drawstring in it so that you can open it back up. Or we can sew it closed forever and leave a loop so you could hang this from a tree if you have like an Easter tree or anything else you might want to hang it from. So either way, I want to go ahead and cut off my yarn. I'm going to leave a nice long tail, probably, oh I don't know, this is maybe 1.5 feet. And as far as how long it takes to get here, it's really going to depend on your yarn, how loose your stitches are. I don't even know how many rows this is. I could count, but all I know is it covers my egg. That's the important part. So let's say that I want to just tie this off, close it shut. Just take your yarn, and you can do this with either a yarn needle or I usually will just use my hook because I don't like threading needles. But you just want to weave it through the top row of your Easter egg. Just back and forth through all these stitches. If you did want to use a yarn needle, let's see, let me grab one. Here's a good one. I got one with a nice big head here since I've got such a bulky yarn. Shimmy that on there. See, this is why I don't like threading yarn needles. But it will make this part go easier because I can just in and out and in and out a couple at a time. So once you get it threaded, it is a little faster. But you know, whichever way you prefer is fine. As far as colors to do with this, you can make it in any color you want. That's one nice thing about variegated yarns. You know, I was thinking as I was making this, I can make a whole set out of the same skein of variegated yarn, and not a single one of them would look the same. And that way they would all go together, but none of them would match. I think that would be a really nice way to do it. So after you've woven all the way around, just kind of give that a tug till it closes up, and then we'll tie this off. Now you could weave through exactly the same way with your drawstring. Just leave a little hanging out on each end. You could tie a nice bow with it. Let me show you how to do the hanging if you want to be able to hang it from a tree or something. First, go ahead and knot off after you pull your loop closed. Give that a good knot so that's not going anywhere. You know, I think I'll knot one more time. Great, so we've got a knot. Now you could chain this if you wanted to have a little bit of a thicker loop, or you can just leave it as is. So I'm going to go through on the other side. How big of a loop do I want? Let's see. For me, that's probably plenty. And then I'll just knot it. Maybe another time or two just to make sure it's secure. But then I've got a hanging Easter egg. So you can find the link to the pattern below, as well as suggested materials for this project. If you've got any questions, please leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching.
Draw up a loop, draw through 2, draw through 1. Yarn over. Or if you accidentally drop it, those loops won't fall off your hook. So now I'm going to continue on, skip that one, pick up this one, skip,